right, where was this? Okay, Hat Tip Daily Wire. Democrat donors pull funding from party. The party is, excuse my French, effing terrible. That's what the headline reads. So several Democrat donors have said that they have paused their donations to the party because of how weak and ineffective it has become in the wake of President Trump's return to office. One donor said, I'll be blunt here. The Democrat Party is effing terrible, plain and simple. This is a major Democrat donor. He spoke to The Hill. He said, in fact, or actually, I don't know if it's a he or she, but this person said, in fact, it doesn't get much worse, close quote. The donor said that the 2024 loss was much worse than the loss in 2016. Listen to this, because this is really what Democrats are reeling with, because the party is currently so weak and diminished. Now, this happened before. For those of you that have been paying attention to politics for quite some time, you guys remember the shellacking the Democrats took in 2010, where literally everything from dog catcher, to the Senate, to the House. We flipped. Republicans flipped. The Tea Party had a festivity year. Now, the left did everything they could, including sick the IRS on the Tea Party in order to destroy the Tea Party. And then there was a bunch of rhinos and grifters in the movement as well, as to be expected. But nonetheless, we kicked some booty back then. And many of you guys remember that. And the party was so weak, so diminished at the time. And unfortunately, they regained steam. But now this donor says, listen, this party is just so weak, so diminished. Essentially, we don't have anybody. A second donor told The Hill that they were equally as turned off about the party. So one, they don't have anybody. A second major donor says, I don't like what I'm seeing from the party. This donor said they want us to spend money, and for what? For no message, no organization, no forward thinking. The thing that's clear to a lot of us is that the party never really learned its lesson in 2016. They worked off the same playbook and the same ineffective strategies, and to what end, close quote. Another Democrat strategist, a man by the name of Steve Schale, Schale, who ran a pro-Biden super PAC during the election, told The Hill that there was real burnout among donors who no longer have confidence in the party after the recent elections. So you're going to continue to see a bunch of hemming and hawing from the Democrat Party simply because they've got to get back in good with their donors. They're not worried. Here's the mistake. See, a lot of us, or some of us in the conservative movement, are like, man, what Democrats just don't seem to get it. No, they get it. They got to get back in line with their donors. They're not worried about the people. You got to understand that, because Democrats are communists. They want to lord over you. They don't care about you. They don't care whether or not you have jobs. And I'll prove that to you just by doing some simple COVID review and some Keystone XL pipeline review in just a second here. Frankly, one of the donors, or actually Steve Schale, who again ran a pro-Biden super PAC, said, frankly, and I'm quoting, a lot of donors I've talked to don't think their voice mattered in 2024. So I've been doing more listening than talking. And you guys know this is the case. Do you guys remember? Donors got on a conference call, some of the major donors, with Kamala Harris, after Barack Obama, Kamala Harris, Nancy Pelosi, George Clooney all kicked Joe Biden to the curb, right? And so they got on a conference call with Kamala because they weren't given a choice. The voters weren't given a choice, all right? Talk about unelected. They weren't given a choice with Kamala Harris. And so Kamala Harris steps up to the plate. The donors hear her talk. She gets on a conference call, and they walk away thinking, oh, my Lord, we are in trouble. This chick is a complete and utter ditz. She has nothing. She has no vision. She has no policy. But she was expecting them to give up the almighty green, because it's what they've always done. Because Democrats feel entitled. A Democrat strategist, and I'll prove it, Jamal Simmons, said that donors will eventually reactivate the longer Trump is in office, likely before 2026 elections. Now, why? Why would he say that? He says because they will see that he is hostile to their values, and that anger will drive them to open up their pocketbook. Now, what did I tell you before? Democrats always tell you who to hate, but they can't tell you how they can help.